Inside the heart of a Dubai gym where the heat hangs in the air like a second opponent, Chris Eubank Jr. pushes through another grueling round as his father's voice cuts through the ambience. Every instruction, every demand for more precision, is delivered with an intensity only a father who once ruled the sport can produce. Chris digs deep, pushing combinations with machine-like speed as sweat drips from his brow. He's not just training for another fight. He's preparing for a rematch born from history, rivalry, and a legacy that has followed him since birth. His father watches closely, urging him to unlock every ounce of potential, reminding him that this is more than a physical contest. It's a test of soul, heart, and heritage. The sound of gloves snapping against pads echoes across the room, building an atmosphere charged with purpose, discipline, and that signature Eubank determination. This camp in Dubai marks the beginning of a new chapter for Eubank Jr. He has always wanted to immerse himself in the city's training environment, where elite facilities, perfect weather, and spotless gyms create an atmosphere built for champions. Away from distractions, he's dialed in like never before, refining his technique, strengthening his conditioning, and addressing the mistakes of his first showdown with Benn. That fight at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium was a war. 12 rounds of relentless back-and-forth action that left the world divided and breathless. In the end, Eubank Jr. pulled ahead and handed Benn his first professional loss, but it was a victory coated in controversy. The numbers told one story, showing Eubank Jr. outlanding Benn significantly. But the hidden battle happening inside his body told another. The extreme weight cut left him dehydrated, shaky, and dangerously compromised. He missed the weight by a fraction, suffered fines, and ended up hospitalized after the fight. The win was his, yet the cost was severe. Even now, the memory of how weakened he was on fight night fuels his mission for a more dominant performance. This time, he wants no hesitation, no questions, no razor-thin scorecards. Only clarity. His father, Chris Eubank Sr., has been vocal, emotional, and unapologetically protective. Sr. believes the terms of the first fight were reckless and unfair, claiming promoters forced his son into a weight-draining trap. He vividly recalls how Jr. fought despite being depleted and unable to rehydrate properly. He speaks about it with a mix of outrage and heartbreak, insisting the sport failed to protect his son. He highlights how even the toughest warriors can be pushed into dangerous conditions when business overshadows safety. And yet, despite his warnings, the rematch is happening, and both men know what's at stake. Back in the gym, the energy is different this time. The sparring is heavier, the rounds longer, the recovery shorter. Eubank Jr. is grinding through 4-minute rounds with minimal rest, conditioning not only his body but also his mind for the type of deep-water battle Benn is expected to bring. Under the supervision of renowned trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, known for guiding Terence Crawford to undisputed glory, Eubank is sharpening his craft with a level of precision and patience that was missing before. McIntyre believes Eubank already has been figured out, but insists they are building on something stronger, something more complete. He praises Eubank's commitment, saying he's all in this time, eliminating distractions, embracing discipline, and absorbing every lesson thrown his way. The rematch is not just a fight, it's the continuation of a rivalry woven deeply into British boxing history. Decades ago, their fathers, Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn, delivered 2 legendary wars that shaped an entire era. Those clashes were brutal, emotional, and unforgettable. Today, the sons carry that weight, not as a burden, but as a legacy. The echoes of the past make every punch, every stare-down, and every training session feel heavier. As analysts revisit the first fight, many compare it to historic size difference matchups like Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar de la Hoya. In that iconic showdown, brilliance outshined size, but the dynamics were similar. A smaller fighter stepping into the world of a naturally larger, stronger opponent. Some believe Benn could pull off that type of upset. Others argue that Eubank Jr., even at 70%, is too big, too experienced, and too strong. The debate rages on, especially after Eubank's missed weight and the catchweight demands that turned the first fight into a physiological gamble. Even so, voices around the sport agree on one thing: both men showed heart beyond measure. Fraser Clark and many others praised the warrior spirit on display that night, calling it one of the most intense British fights of the era. Fans saw 2 athletes willing to risk it all, driven by pride, legacy, and the shadows of their fathers. That is why the rematch has become one of the most anticipated events in modern boxing. The weigh-in fiasco still lingers in conversations. Eubank Jr.'s minor miss resulted in a massive fine, feeding into the controversy that his father refuses to let die. Sr. argues that his son was tricked into accepting conditions engineered to weaken him, insisting the fight should never have been sanctioned as it was. He claims promoters put financial intrigue ahead of safety and fairness, using his son's name to generate spectacle. Eubank Sr. insists the second fight must be on equal terms, or not at all. Yet his son, stubborn and proud, pushes forward, determined to finish what he started. Beyond the controversy and noise, Eubank Jr. stays focused. He's stronger, faster, and smarter this time, carrying not only the harsh lessons of the first fight, but also a renewed trust in his team. He wants to silence doubts, critics, and conspiracy-laced arguments. He wants to show the world that the better man really did win, and will win again, this time without question. As the training session ends and the sun dips behind the Dubai skyline, Eubank Jr. wipes sweat from his eyes, breathes deeply, and steadies his resolve. Every step in this camp is a step closer to redemption, to legacy, and to a performance that will define him. His father's warnings, McIntyre's guidance, and the roaring anticipation of the boxing world all converge onto a single moment: fight night. And as the countdown continues, boxing fans everywhere are divided, excited, and ready for a showdown that promises to be even more explosive than the first. Before you go, share your thoughts. Do you think Chris Eubank Jr.'s intense preparation and renewed focus will secure him a more dominant victory this time? Or will Benn find a way to flip the script and shock the boxing world? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the brewing rematch, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action.